So yes, hello everybody and welcome to another Fronius webinar here from Wels from Austria. Today we are talking about the Fronius 5 core messages. So this is a new webinar, what we are doing from here. Nice that you're tuned in. It is a very beautiful day. First of all, I would like to ask you if you can give me a feedback, if you can hear our voice properly. So if you can hear the sound, please raise the hand, give us a hand sign. Okay, good, it's working. So we can start and go on with the content of this webinar. First of all, I would like to introduce ourselves. I'm Eddie Ufkes, I'm trainer here at Solar Energy, and you probably know me from a couple of webinars in the past. And besides me is my colleague Wolfgang Emmer. He is from the sales department and he is here with us together. Hi Wolfgang.
Hello Eddie, thank you.
Right. And thanks that you are all tuned in. I think we have got a really interesting webinar here today for you. And we saw in the participant list that you're really coming from all of the world. So welcome to this webinar here today. Okay, we are talking about the 5 core messages. What are the 5 core messages in the overview? I will explain it briefly. The first core message is 25 years of Fronius in the PV solar industry. So that is one of the first messages what we are talking about here today. Second is full yield, less hassle. From 1.5 kilowatts up to 27 kilowatt, you find inverters with Fronius. So we are providing the full range. That's the second, full yield, less hassle. Third is the customer retention with the smart package. We will explain that later what it really means, the smart package, what the word is and what's the underlying idea. Fourth is the future business with energy management. So energy management features integrated in our products which you can use. And also this is the fourth core message. The fifth core message is the best service in the industry. That is Fronius inverters and Fronius products known for. That is what we are talking about on the fifth point. So yeah, these are the 5 Fronius core messages. Let's start with the first one, 25 years in the solar PV industry. I would like to explain a little bit where we're coming from. On this picture you can see the small hut in the background. It's a little bit not so sharp, the picture. But yeah, that was the hut from Mr. Fronius when he came as a refugee in the 1945 to Austria. And yeah, you can see here in the upper picture, in the bubble, he is standing there with his car from the Fronius company in 45. He started then to produce battery charging system because his idea was that the batteries, they were dumped to this time. So car batteries were dumped and not charged to that time, and that was causing a huge amount of waste, of course, and it's a expensive component. So he started with battery charging systems. And the picture down there, you can see the employees from that time. Today it looks a little bit different. The company is now in the third generation. In the middle, in the center picture, you can see Ms. Engelbrechts Müller-Strauß, and she's in charge of leading the company today. And yeah, this is the third generation, the top first and the bottom the second, and now Mrs. Engelbrecht Müller-Strauß. Yesterday, today, and beyond in family ownership. So that is the message what we would like to let you know, that even now today, as we are 3,800 employees worldwide, still we are a family company. So what are we doing? We have at Fronius 3 different business units. We are not doing just solar, we are also doing battery charging systems since the company was founded. And in the 50s, also the division of perfect welding was founded. So all of these three different business units have together the underlying technology. We are talking about AC-DC conversion, and that's the basic technology what all business units rely on. What does it tell you? You can rely on the experience of 25 years in these business units, in this type of technologies. Our values, what we are living here at Fronius and what we're transporting our all customers and out in the field is first of all quality. All of our products are best quality, welding, battery charging systems, and also solar inverters and communication components. This is a matter of fact because we have put a high value on R&D development, integrating the features into our products, and also we are producing on top level standards here directly in Austria on our own production facility. All products are coming from here. Second is service. All of our products are developed and designed in terms of be able to offer the best service. So that's the second one here, what you can see in the picture. And the third one is innovation that has to be done. That is a matter of fact because of all the different markets out there and regulations going on. We need to integrate that in our product development. Innovation, one of our core pillars. Yeah, you will see some partners, what we are working together with. This is BMW, for example, some car manufacturers, VW, Audi, some of the German car manufacturers, but also here you can see, ship industry, and also solar partners we are working together with closely, and of course, even more, which are not here on this slide. Just an example to give you an idea. Okay, when we are talking about solar energy, what is the vision which is driving us? You can see here in this picture the landscape, what's the situation, the energy situation already right now and in future time. We are talking about energy generation, we are talking about energy distribution and storage. In order to become solar energy as a reliable source of energy, not just the production, also the distribution and the storage of energy, makes it possible that we have solar energy as a reliable energy source. We believe in a future where we can cover our energy needs 100% by renewable energy sources. That is what we are believing in, and that is our vision of 24 hours of sun. When we're talking about our products and the core arguments in order to get this vision in our products is, first of all, it's important, the uptime. Energy has to be uptime. Our inverters needs to be running, of course. Optimization, so in order to making solar more attractive, to have optimized inverters, and also flexible, adaptable, long-lasting and future-proof concepts, and also having solutions which are coming into play when we are talking about energy distribution, storage, and production. As we said, we are here since 25 years already in the solar business. So solar division was founded in '92. All of these business units which we are showing you and the underlying technology brought a little big background of experience which you can rely on as our customers, really to rely on our experience in that field of AC-DC conversion. Next point is we are, as a family company, bankable. Yeah, that's the right word. Thank you. So still privately owned and financially stable. All of the cash flow is in between the company, and we are investing in our new product range developments. So we are able to control what we are doing. Quality as the first pillar, which I explained already, that is one of our main focus in product development and the products what we have out in the field. And the fourth one is the international support. This is really an outstanding support what we offer, where you can rely on in terms of if you need information and if you need product support, troubleshooting, then you can call our hotline here at Fronius International or even in our subsidiaries in your country and get the best response to your questions. Even we have got some online tools available, so it is available 24/7 for you. Yeah, and how do we live this vision and how do we live our solar ideas and standards and at Fronius? So we have here selected some pictures of our buildings here in Thalheim on the left-hand side. In the center is Fronius here in Wels, where we are right now, and also here on the right-hand side in Sadlet. So these are 3 different Fronius facilities, and we are using the power, the renewable energy power, which is available in these regions. So for example, here in Sadlet, the geothermal depth probes, what we have there in order to get the heat energy out for the building optimization in general, for sure. All of these buildings are high standard, isolated, and smart buildings, so to say. And then what you can see in the center picture, the photovoltaics. All of our buildings are equipped with photovoltaic plants, building integrated PV, and also on rooftop. Also, we're using biomass as a source of energy to use in our buildings and to produce energy from. Here is the example on the right-hand side. So we do what we can in order to have sustainable buildings, so sustainable working areas, and also in our production facility we are using hydrogen in order to supply our fleet there. Let me come to the second core message: full yield, less hassle. We are talking about residential first. So our Fronius inverters for residential line, they guarantee you the maximum yield, the highest quality, and coming from a bankable company. So you can see that here on this picture here, where our inverter is with the tablet here with Solar Web on, and monitoring put to the next level. That's what I wanted to say, is you have the free monitoring on board already in our inverters integrated. Is the data manager card, makes it able to have an easy setup of the system, an easy data transmission and visualization in SolarWeb, which you can use in remote places but also directly at the inverter location. Free app and web access is also available, and you can download the apps free from our website for Android, iPhones, and even for Windows systems. Ready for future requirements, we have our inverters equipped with the requirements and the interfaces which you need right now and which are state-of-the-art. Also, we have them provided for the future, so it's all standard integrated, and we are always having the philosophy at Fronius to have open standards, open interfaces in order to have also third-party monitoring possible. Recommended is SolarWeb. I will tell you about that later, what the benefits are. We have got here an overview about our residential inverters which are available. We have the Galvo on the left-hand side, the Symo Primo with single tracker and multi-tracker inlets, and also here on the right-hand side the hybrid, also with the printed output power range from 1.5 up to 8.2 kilowatt for residential inverters. Depending on the needs, there are one-phase or three-phase systems, and with high efficiency and high protection classes here. Even here we see protection class IP65 what we have equipped our inverters with. In our inverters is also integrated the feature of the SUPERFLEX design. That is wording for a function which makes it possible that our inverters can cope with different roof orientations. So this is valid for the Symo and the Primo inverters. And you can see here on the picture that several different roof orientations are possible with our inverters. And yeah, this is something what is really for a good need in different countries, right, Wolfgang?
Yes, it's definitely important to have a good understanding where you're going to use your inverter. And as you saw, we have a very broad range of like single up to three-phase inverters depending on where you're coming from. And the good thing about our inverters is that you have like one concept. So it's like one concept of how to install it, how to use it, how to maintain it.
Right.
That's very important because you learn how to do it once, and then you can do residential systems, you can do commercial systems, and that the look and feel is very similar, and that helps you in the designing, in the usage, and that's a big plus for you. And as you can see, and what Eddie explained about the different roof scenarios is like the major takeaway for you should be that you can use like all kinds of like roof scenarios are possible. So if you are running into shaded situations, as you can see on the lower right corner, that's something which the inverter can easily cope with. And shading, it's like something which we also want to point out is like there are different kinds of shades. And there is, for example, a completely unshaded system. There is like a homogeneous shade, which means you have, for example, a large tree or a large wall, depending on where you're coming from, mountains. So something which is static. A minor shade would be, for example, a chimney, and a major shade would be a shade which is like really covering more than 40 to 60% of your whole PV array. And what's important for you to take away is like there are a lot of technologies out in the market, and technology which we are using is a string inverter with 2 MPPT trackers and those PowerPoint trackers. For example, for unshaded system where you have no shade at all, you gain like the best out of it. And if you have like optimizer technologies, for example, depending on where you're using them, you can lose. And for unshaded system, as you can see here, you can lose up to 5% of your yield. But if you have like larger shades, then you can gain. So the major takeaway for you should be shade is important. I have to have a good understanding which kind of shade I'm going to have to conquer. And depending on how much shade you have to use the technologies available. So what we are saying is there are technologies coming which make sizing for shade easier, and one technology which we are relying on is Maxim integrated, for example. Eddie will explain in detail how it's working. But if you have like really large amounts of shade, then for example optimizer technology definitely makes sense. If you have no shade at all, go with a standard string inverter. Why? Because it saves you money, it saves you time, because always keep in mind a PV system is installed for 20 years plus on the roof, and there is someone who has to service this system 20 years down the road, and cover those costs is important, covering those costs. And
Absolutely.
therefore use the technology wisely.
Exactly, yeah. So depending on the shading situation, it's good then to have string inverters directly connected to the PV panels. And we have then here in this picture what we can see, three different situations. We have the conventional panel here on the left side, which is when there is a shaded PV module here integrated in this panel where a leaf is on and producing shade. You will lose the whole amount of the string in the panel. So this energy is lost. So you will just have 2 times 80 volts here, 80 watts here from these 2 existing strings which are still working, and the third one is not working, giving you 165 watts only. In the center we have got the external optimizers integrated. Also these ones are available out in the market, panel optimizer module, and also here with this technology you will lose a certain amount of energy and have then here, like in this example, 165 watt, because the string here is still not producing enough energy. And then when we are using smart modules, was what Wolfgang just explained with maximum integrated chips here instead of the diodes, this is a really solid, straightforward technology. This is also possible with our inverters. You just have to disable the function of the dynamic peak manager, and you can integrate these modules with maximum integrated. And these ones have the advantage that still, if there is shading, you can see that here, you still produce a certain amount of energy, and you lose just a little, like here, 215 watts total panel output here. On the right hand side you can see the picture of an example here in Wels, where we have these modules with different, all existing orientations working together on one string with Fronius inverters. So as an example, that one here.
Safety is also very important designing PV systems, not just in residential, also in commercial. And what we also want to point out with our 25 years of experience in the PV industry is a quite interesting example about Germany, which up to year to date has over 1.3 million PV systems installed, and only 0.006% of those PV systems, they had an issue with fire. And out of those 0.006%, 63% were external faults. That means a lightning strike, an animal which bit the cable. 21% are production faults, 10% are design faults, and 6%, for example, are installation errors. We do have a white paper on that, so if you're interested to learn more about this, we can send that afterwards. What is the major takeaway? The major takeaway is that fire, it's definitely something which you have to consider, but what we as a manufacturer are doing is that, first of all, we try to offer the best trainings for our installers to keep them up to date, how to install, about standards. Then we try everything we can to develop high quality products, have our processes in R&D, in production in place to make sure that we can control our output, that the inverter itself has a daily automated installation monitoring. That means that the PV array is going to be checked every day, and that you have a certified DC disconnect. So those are the points which we are actively looking at our inverters to make sure that this very unlikely case is not gonna happen. And for example, for lightning strike, you have the possibility to use like external overvoltage protections on the DC or AC side, which are commercially available, and by the way can be integrated in our inverters as well.
Very nice. That's good. So we are coming already to the second message, full yield, less hassle for the commercial. What does it mean here in the commercial line? We are talking about here in this example about the power package, where you can mix up the commercial inverters of the Symo and the Eco inverter in order to have a commercial line installation with high flexibility in the design, because you are able to have an efficient, a cost-efficient system with existing out of Eco inverters. And if you need more flexibility in terms of designing and input voltage range, you can also integrate a Symo in that one. So you can mix as it is needed for your needs. Service cost winning inverter, that is definitely the Fronius ones, because with our inverters it is very easy to do the service. They can be hang out here off the wall plate and can be easily serviced, and then also all components are available in order to be exchanged. Print board exchange is possible. All boards are available for exchange. Light white inverters, even the Eco inverter is about 35 kilograms. The Symo inverter in this power range is about 43 kilograms, and this is something which is really important when you're thinking about remote locations to carry around. A less lightweight weight inverter is way easier to install. Yeah, and then optional DC over voltage protection is also available. These inverters have got a DIN rail on the side, so it is possible to equip the over voltage protection next to the connection terminals. This is something what is really interesting because we are saving the DC combiner, sorry. Yeah, how our snap inverter commercial lines look like in these pictures here, a little bit bigger design than the residential ones because of the higher power classes available from 10.0 up to 20 kilowatts. That is the Symo with 2 MPP trackers. You can directly connect 3 strings to that one on both MPP trackers. The Eco one is a little bit lighter. We got rid of one component. So it is more efficient, it is more light, and it is less expensive. Yeah, both have got a protection class IP66.
Okay, as Eddie explained, the commercial inverters which we are having from 10 up to 27 kilowatt can be used for system sizes starting from 10 up to 1 megawatt. And why is it that interesting to have a string inverter for larger commercial PV systems? And that's something I would like to show you with this little graph here. So you can see on the Fronius USBs, so we have like the Eco 27, that's the project inverter with 27 kilowatt. We have, for example, 10-year project warranties, which you can purchase from us. We have monitoring, we have a DMP risk factor one, which basically means that we are a very bankable company where we can stand behind our warranties, so you can be 100% sure that the family, which is Fronius, so on every inverter there's a family name branded, that we make sure that this warranty will be covered 10, 15, 20 years. So depending on how long you're purchasing the warranty extensions, for example. Right. The service concept, as Eddie explained, that's definitely a USP no other inverter company has. We can exchange print circuit boards in the field, and we will come to that a little later. Maintenance, Fronius inverters for commercial are maintenance free, so you don't have to do it. And we have a vision of 24 hours of sun, which gets us ready for future technology like hydrogen, all kinds of like interesting CO2, zero CO2 buildings, for example. Right. So then you can see on the top, you can see the CapEx, which basically means the invest, so the money you have to invest to get this system running. And then the short term, like the year 1 till 10, where you have like the 10 years warranty, and then the days after those 10-year warranties. Because believe it or not, you have to basically take care of the system after the warranty as well. Yeah. And there is certain costs you have to cover and you have to calculate with. And we as an inverter manufacturer, we are very pushing forward the term of quality, but even in our calculations, we advise to calculate with one failure within 20 years. So if you have like one inverter, you have to calculate one failure within 20 years. That means that you have to exchange the inverter.
Okay, this is a good number. Mm-hmm.
And the major takeaway of like this roughly 1,000 euros per inverter, that means that you can do print circuit board exchange. And why is this so interesting? Just picture yourself now a commercial building, for example, the supermarket. And on the supermarket grocery store, you install a 250 kilowatt peak system. So in case you install the inverter close to the roof, which is possible as the inverter is IP66, so it can be installed outdoors. No worries on that. This inverter fortunately breaks in 15 years down the road. Then you have to somehow get on the roof, and like a lot of like inverters, which are string inverters and used for commercial, they are not lightweight at all. They are 60, 80 kilograms plus. Mm-hmm. That means you're going to need a crane or a lift or something. You need 2 people to do that.
At least.
And picture a commercial building like a grocery store. If you have the crane located next to the building, you have to make sure that no one is parking there, that the building manager is aware. And with our system, you take basically the print circuit board in your backpack, take a ladder, climb up the roof, exchange, take the faulty board with you. The inverter is running immediately. You have just one truck roll on site to do this service. And that's basically a very, very cost-efficient way of doing commercial service.
Absolutely.
And that's a very interesting USP on a commercial PV system. And me coming from sales, it's always very important. Price, absolutely, especially the investment cost. What I'm always stressing is please always think about what's going to happen after the warranty ends, because this cost needs to be calculated in as well.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Okay, I'm just checking the watch. I think we should proceed on with the message 3. Customer retention with smart package. Let us explain that a little bit more in depth, what it means. Smart package is a wording for this solution, what we have printed here on this slide. So all of our inverters are equipped with a data manager as the communication component, as long as it is not a light inverter. So we have got here a red one is the Fronius Symo hybrid, and the Primo is the gray inverter. All of our inverters are equipped with the data manager card, already coming with these communication components. When you're using that one together with a smart meter, then you have got the possibility to have the precise input and output voltage, the feed-in amount of energy, and also the intake, the power intake, in order to control your consumers inside the household on the residential line. We were talking about residential line. Yeah, and you don't need anything else. That's it, in order to have the highest possible self-consumption. So to have a good self-consumption, because electricity prices are going up and feed-in tariffs are going down. So it definitely makes sense to have a good amount of energy which you consume on your own. Control to the loads by the features of the data manager. And third, here on the right hand side is the Solar Web app also SolarWeb is included in this package, in the smart package. So Fronius Smart Meter is the bidirectional meter for recording the power consumption. SolarWeb looks like this here. This is the landing page of SolarWeb. You can already check out also in parallel here to this webinar and go to solarweb.com, and you come to this landing page, and you have got a good overview about how it looks like and how our production data are visualized in there. It's very nice. We have got a nice webinar also about this topic. I don't want to explain it here too much, so if you are interested, please go ahead and try it on your own. These both packages together, this Fronius, the components, the Fronius Smart Meter and the Fronius SolarWeb together gives you the possibility to have the best visualization from Fronius inverters, from your PV system production. You can do the registration. You can register the PV inverter with the serial number in SolarWeb directly and select your suitable warranty model. 2.5 years of warranty is included with our inverters, and after registration you are able to select between 3 or 5 years of free warranty. So this is a really nice thing, and I can really recommend to use that possibility. System notifications are going to be forwarded from the Fronius SolarWeb or from the inverter to this Fronius SolarWeb and distributed from there to your devices. So you can also register your devices and even put in your email address in order to get the system notifications. Optimization and simulations, yeah, that is obvious as possible. You can see your nice charts and graphics of your energy production and consumption, and you can identify on your own where you can optimize your energy consumption or even maybe your PV system. Follow up on system notifications, and also to see the state codes in there and taking action in order to have a proper running PV system. Even you can do that in time for your customer. You don't have to react to these state codes because you always have your charts inside, and you can see what happens with the PV system. So you can pre-actively communicate to your customer. Energy management and energy sector integration, this is something what is coming more and more important nowadays, that also PV energy is used in order to generate heat. And residential, this is very huge in Germany and Austria already. It's becoming more popular because PV system costs are going down so much. So yeah, this is also something what you can do with our inverters because the features are already integrated. Not for the heating, that is the Fronius own pilot. That's the last one here on the slide. This is a different product which we show you in the next slides. With that one you're able to heat up the system, and then there's also storage system available. Yeah, what we wanted to say with this slide is you're able over the whole product life cycle, the whole PV system life cycle, to have always your data inside, and you see always what's going on. Sorry, call message 4.
Yes, future business with energy management. So as you can see here, there are basically 3 sales packages available which you can distribute and communicate to your customer. And as Eddie explained, with the smart meter you have a perfect basic package available. Why? It's future proof. So you start with an inverter and a smart meter, and the great benefit of having a smart meter is that you can see what you consume and what you're feeding in our web portal SolarWeb. And that's the foundation of getting ready. And you hear like a lot of customers talking about, yeah, I want to have a battery, or I want to have this, and there is then a certain price tag on these solutions, and like a lot of customers then are saying, well, okay, let's wait. And there are those customers which say, yeah, I'm gonna go for it. And with these 3 sales packages, you have a great opportunity to win every customer, because you can say, okay, I want to start with my basic package with the inverter and the smart meter, and you have a solution for water heating and e-mobility. The advanced package, that would be the inverter, a smart meter, and the own pilot. That's then water heating advanced and e-mobility. And the Profi package, that would be the inverter, the smart meter, and the battery, the solar battery. And then you have like solutions for water heating, e-mobility, and battery storage. So it's always very important to understand what does your customer want, and what is he willing to pay for. And if you know that, you can see with our product portfolio, you have a solution for every customer. And that's, I think, a very good feature set to have that available. Mm-hmm. And if you start with the basic package, the main message is you are future ready. You're ready for future technologies, batteries, hydrogen, like everything what we are looking for in our vision. Our core intention is to have this technology ready with like equipment which you started with.
Right.
The basic package, as Eddie explained, that would be the smart meter, where you can read what the inverter is doing, how your whole system is working. And we just quickly touch those topics. There is a great webinar available, which I highly recommend to join, where you learn in detail how to do this type of like energy management solutions. But as you can see, with a simple relay, for example, out of the box with an inverter, you can do water heating. Or you can charge an electric car with an inverter, just with a 12-volt relay. The inverter has the technical possibility to basically tell when the relay has to be turned on or off. And is this solution like a little limited? Technically, yes, but there are potentially customers which don't need this high-end solution. And please don't forget, that's a solution which you get out of the box. So it's implemented inside the inverter.
Yeah, it's simple and straightforward.
And we are also working, for example, with home automation companies like Lockzone, and which then offer a really full solution for smart home, for having wall boxes integrated and things like that. The advanced package, that would be then the own pilot, for example, where you have powers up to 9 kilowatt. You can heat up to 2 heat rods, for example. You can combine water heating with a heat pump. Basically, any resistor can be triggered by this solution, and that's very easy to install and even retrofit. So as you can see, you have the inverter with the PV module. On the right-hand side, you can see the grid. Left of the grid, you have the smart meter and the appliances, and the own pilot, which is connected through Wi-Fi, and you have a temperature sensor and the heat rods. So a very interesting solution when you can tell the system, let's heat up the water up to 65 degrees till 1 p.m.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So why is this? That's basically the really advanced solution if you want to have that, or if your customer wants to have this type of functionality. And there you can see a sunny day before the own pilot. So the lighter gray is like the feed-in, what you're feeding into the grid, and the gray is the self-consumption. And as you can see, self-consumption is boosted up dramatically if you use the energy to heat up your water. Mm-hmm. So there are lots of countries where there are business cases for that, and the OwnPilot is a very interesting solution for this. And last but not least, absolutely, batteries. We have a solution for that. We have like the hybrid inverter. It's a specific inverter which needs to become connected to the battery. And so you have a basic function of the system, and as soon as you have the battery, you can storage the surplus of energy, the energy which you're giving away, for example. You can increase your self-consumption, which is what we talked before. You avoid an overload. And what's really interesting about the solution, and that's again keyword future-proof, is that you can charge the battery during night, for example, when energy costs are low, or if like the utility in the future will tell, okay, we want to have surplus energy and we want to get that energy away of the grid, a battery, for example, a fleet of batteries could be a potential solution.
Exactly, yeah.
And you can retrofit existing PV systems, so there is AC coupling possible. So if you have a wind turbine or any system connected on the AC side, you can use this generator to store energy in the battery. That's possible.
Also integrating other sources of AC is possible also with the MULTIFLOW technology of the hybrid inverter.
Okay.
Right.
So there are the three packages, the basic, advanced, and pro package. And as we said, there are really great webinars. Please
Yes.
check them out.
Exactly, yeah. We have got several webinars on each topic, yeah, absolutely. Right. Yeah, let's talk about the last message, the best service in the industry. What do we mean by that, or how is it functioning at Fronius? As I said, we have the hotline available with just electrical experts there, electricians working there, and PV experts which you can call when you have got troubles or you would like to do troubleshooting. And also this screenshot is here from the Fronius SOS. That is our online system which is available for you. As soon as you have got a customer number or an FSP number with us, then we can transfer your account also for this SOS. Then you have got access to the full database of explanations, what you can do for troubleshooting step by step for every single state code. Online troubleshooting and also the request of the warranty data is a very important use of the SOS. Yeah, and when it comes to service, we also offer these trainings here. We can, definitely invite you here to come to Austria or even in our other subsidiaries to have these trainings on each product, or even on topics like energy management or OwnPilot or storage. Come here, become a certified FSP partner with us, and then you are able to order the board exchange, the exchange components. Tech support is available, and also the SOS platform, which I just explained. Yeah, also we offer several other webinars on the topics, as we just said. System design is also available for the service partner qualification training. This is one which is probably most important one for you installers. To become a Fronius service partner, this is mandatory for that one. Storage solution and smart meter energy management and so on. So please tune in again for our other webinars and also come to our trainings. A big welcome. So this is the replacement process, how it runs here at Fronius. When you, as Wolfgang already explained, when you are in a remote location, the customer calls you, finds you on our web search as a certified installer in the database. So this is public. He can check out your address and the phone number, and you are getting in touch with our technical hotline or SOS and explain what's going on. And maybe already order an exchange element. This can be shipped then directly to the end customer or even to your office location.
And also something which the Fronius inverters are perfect for is like for repowering, which means if you have an inverter which is not working anymore, or you have a system which is not performing as you expect, you have or higher yields necessary because the technology is old. Repowering is a really interesting way of getting to the customer. So we have perfect inverters, as you saw, for repowering, and that's something which helps also you for becoming a Fronius service provider, for example, a service partner. If you're doing this type of services, customers are then coming to you and asking, hey, I have like this old PV system installed back in the 1990s, for example. Can you help me out? The inverter is not existing anymore, which is happening in like PV industries which are older. And the main message here should be Fronius inverters are very flexible, very easy to design with, and that's something which you should consider if you are running into this situation. Okay, so a quick ramp up. The 5 core messages. Number 1 is like 25 years in the PV industry. Number 2, full yield, less hassle. The third message is customer retention, the smart package, as you remember with the smart meter. Future businesses with energy management, the basic, advanced, and pro package. And we have the best service in the industry. And that's the main 5 core messages you kindly keep in mind if you think about Fronius.
Yes, exactly, Wolfgang. Thank you for that one. So yeah, I hope we could give you a sharp picture about what is the 5 core messages are. I think I didn't mention that we are sending out the presentation slides and also the recording of this webinar to you tomorrow. We will also send some additional side documents with that. Yeah, if you have got more questions, you still can use the question area to ask us your question. We will stay a little time online for your questions. Yeah, and otherwise, yeah, tune in next time. See you again. Thank you, Wolfgang, for participating for your webinar.
Thank you very much for the invitation, and thank you very much for tuning into the webinar. Let's see you at one of the next great webinars which we are hosting.
Exactly, yeah. See you soon. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.